It makes no sense to me, but at this point in the season, the Anaheim Ducks are San Jose Sharks' kryptonite. We have lost to the Ducks the last three times we played them, and none of the games have been close. The final score from tonight in San Jose was 4 for Anaheim and 1 for us, the Sharks. And our everything just did not go well. Martin Jones was not in net tonight, and I think honestly it was probably good. He has struggled the past couple of games. So it was good to give him a rest, and he's been playing a lot of hockey. Obviously, Dubnyk was recently traded, so Joseph Coronar was in net. He did not really do too well. He allowed 4 goals against a team that really isn't that good. Well, I guess against us they are, but he had 23 saves and 27 attempts, allowing 4. And there were goals in every period for Anaheim. They opened scoring in the first, made it 1-0. But yeah, so basically that goal came from Ryan Getzlaf, the veteran, obviously been on the Ducks a long time. Pretty respectable player. He's been talk of trade rumors, but he did get a goal. So that put the Ducks up 1-0 in the first. There'd be no more goals in the first period, although pretty early in the second, Derek Grant scored for Anaheim about 2.5 minutes in, put them up 2-0 on the Sharks. And yeah, Coronar looked pretty sloppy. I mean, he had his moments of making good saves, but, he was not in good position. A lot of the goals that he allowed, he was not, they weren't really even close. Stolarz was in net today for Anaheim, and he made a lot of good saves as well. He's been looking good lately. I respect it. But the Ducks, I mean, they're just not that great of a team. Then Volkov scored for the Ducks to close out the second period. And, once again, Sharks goalie was not in position. Made it 3-0. He was not even in position. No way he could have made the save. It was just abysmal watching this game because the Sharks looked really weak. And in the third period, Stolarz made a lot of great saves. However, Erik Karlsson did score for San Jose. They didn't have a power play, but they did have an extra attacker as there was an empty net. But it was nearing the end of the game. But it was good to see Karlsson score because he's, not really playing up to expectations this season. So whenever he scores, it's kind of like a miracle. Made it 3-1, but I mean, at that point, there's 2 minutes left, and there's, really nothing we can do except for hoping for a miracle. And, with 30 seconds left, it wasn't even an empty net. Silfverberg for Jacob Silfverberg for the Anaheim Ducks scored, closing out the game with 30 seconds left. And that's pretty embarrassing, knowing that you have a goalie in with 30 seconds left, not even an empty netter, and they're still able to score, right? So a lot of stuff that needs to change. I mean, I'm not going to put all the blame on our goalie. I mean, he's a newer guy, at least playing this year. With Dubnyk gone, it was probably like a kind of impromptu position. No one really expected Dubnyk, at least not me, to be gone. And now, we have a goalie doesn't really seem to have that much experience recently. So, yeah, he struggled. But yeah, Stolarz for the Anaheim Ducks, he played really good once again for the second night in a row, making 27 saves on 28 attempts. That's a .964 save percentage. But the only goal for the Sharks came from Erik Karlsson. And yeah, like I said, the Ducks are Shark kryptonite right now. And I don't know why. We can beat LA pretty easily most of the time. We can beat the Wild. We can beat, the Coyotes sometimes, yet we cannot beat the team at the bottom of the division. And we're kind of lucky because teams like the Blues are losing, a lot because they're playing the Avalanche. The Coyotes are still at 43 points, and they're at a 5-game losing streak. So are the Kings are at a 2-game losing streak. So we're still in the playoff hunt, right? We're 2 games out. We're 4 points behind the Blues, who are in that final playoff spot. But the time to change things is now. We cannot afford to be losing, and we're on a 3-game losing streak. And quite honestly, I thought this part of the schedule would be, I guess, a lot easier because we're playing LA and then the Ducks after that, which are teams at the bottom of the standings. But no, it was not easy. It was definitely a struggle for San Jose, losing to the Ducks by 3+ goals and getting swept in 2 different games. And then obviously losing to the Kings on last Saturday. But our schedule coming up is interesting because we're playing the Wild for 2 games, and we've looked good against the Wild, but they're obviously, well respected in terms of where they are in the standings. They have a lot of points. So I think we if we could take one, that would be great. Two would be amazing and maybe could even put us in a position to make the playoffs. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. Sharks get destroyed by Anaheim once again, 4-1 final. Still remain at 40 points on the year, and we're going to play the Wild on Friday. So let me know your thoughts, and let's go Sharks.